everybody, I am Janhavi Panwar. Welcome back to my YouTube channel, or if you people are new over here, then welcome to my YouTube channel. In this video, we're going to be talking about some habits that we have to acquire in order to learn a language, and especially English. Well, English, because that is what my whole channel is about. So let's get started. Habit number 1. It's very important that whenever you are learning a language, you listen to that language a lot more. For example, you have to find something very interesting to listen. It can be a movie, it can be any kind of podcast, news, or songs. Basically, you have to do 1 hour of listening daily. I know a lot of you are going to come to me and say, we don't have an hour. Okay, I get it, but you can spare 15 minutes at a time, 10 minutes at a time, 20 minutes at a time, and that's how you can spare 1 hour in a whole, correct? Because why do I want you people to listen more and more? Because after you are done with learning a language, you're going to converse about news, you're going to converse about daily life things, for example, movies or social knowledge or whatever's that's going on in the world. You're also going to gossip a bit. So all of that stuff, these kind of interesting topics that you're going to talk about, you really need to know is that how to be fluent in all these sorts of things. So after you are done listening, you will have something in your mind is that, okay, so this is a topic and this is something on what I can converse on. So whenever you are done listening, you will have something in your mind, something in your hand, which is going to make you confident enough is that you have a topic in hand on which you can just hold a conversation. Next habit, it's very important to read as well. Just like listening, you have to take out approximately 30 to 40 minutes a day to read more and more. Now, of course, you cannot take out 30 to 40 minutes just at a time, but I'm pretty sure when you wake up, you can take out 15 minutes then, when you're having lunch, 10 minutes then, before going to bed, 10 or 20 minutes then, and that's how you take out 40 or 45 minutes just to read. Now, what is going to happen? Once you start reading, your vocabulary is going to improve. How your vocabulary is going to improve? For example, when you're going to read more and more, you're going to come across new words, you're going to come across new sentence structures, and you're going to underline those new words. And once you have underlined those new words, you're going to search the meaning of those words, and then you're going to start using them whenever you're going to talk in English. So the more you're going to read, the more your vocabulary is going to be great. Another benefit of reading is your sentence structures are going to be amazing. There is this fun fact, and not just a fun fact, just a fact, is that you have the right vocabulary, you have words, but the complex part is that you cannot build structures, you cannot build sentence structures. So that gets a little complex, but reading more and more is going to assure is that you can build sentence structures by yourself, because it's going to tell you where to use what word, where to use what structure, where to use what grammar pattern. And moving on to the grammar pattern, once you start reading, your grammar is also going to improve by itself. Now, my throat, it is not good these days. I was sick, so if you people just can ignore that fact. And this is also the reason why I'm talking so quietly today. Otherwise, a lot of people say, you yell, you scream a lot, but I can't today due to my bad throat. Okay. So once you read, it is also going to help you with your grammar. Now, if you people know my mantra, I always say is that please never focus on grammar. If you're going to immerse yourself in learning a language, grammar is going to come by itself. So always allow grammar to come by itself. When you read more and more, when you listen more and more, when you have a good hold on vocabulary, a good hold on sentence structure, grammar is a part of all of those stuff. Grammar is a part of sentence structures. Grammar is a part of the structures you are going to come up with. So grammar is a part of all that. You do not have to specifically focus on grammar. So the more you're going to read, the more your grammar is going to improve. Another benefit of reading is that your spellings are also going to improve. It's very important when you're writing an essay, when you're writing an article, or when you're in a test. So it's very important you have the correct spellings. For example, I see so many students, they have the perfect pronunciation, they have the perfect vocabulary, but when they start to write those words, they tend to make a mess because of their spellings. So it's also necessary, if you can speak those words, you can also spell those words. Habit number 3, never miss an opportunity to conversate in English. Never ever miss an opportunity. Now, a lot of you are going to say, we do not have anyone to talk with. Okay, first of all, that is an excuse. You can talk with your friends. Yeah, your friends are going to make fun of you a little bit, but then you're doing it for yourself, not anybody else. So it's very important to have that kind of confidence, to just start talking in English. For example, take me. When I was younger and when I was learning English, no one in my family talks in English or in Hindi. We all talk in Haryanvi, correct? But still on weekends, my dad used to take me to Red Fort, to India Gate. And over there were so many foreigners, like, people coming from Britain, America, Australia, all over the world, yeah? And I used to go to those people, I used to run to them and I used to ask them, can I please have 2 minutes of yours? Can I please have a conversation with you? And after that, I used to listen a lot. I used to read a lot of novels. So I had something in my mind to hold a conversation on. Now, if you do not have access to different, like native speakers, you do have access to your teachers, you do have access to your friends, your colleagues. So give yourself 10 to 20 minutes and start conversating. So never ever miss an opportunity. For example, you're talking with your boss and your boss, he's very good in English. So start talking with him in English. And habit number 4 is, now coming up to the next point, which is kind of interconnected with this previous one. If you do not have anyone to talk with yourself. You have to do an inner monologue. What is a monologue? Dialogue is us holding a conversation, which is a dialogue. Monologue is you holding a conversation with yourself. That is a monologue. So always have an inner monologue. You know how we always have thoughts, even when we are sleeping, when we are awake. So all of those thoughts right now, they are in your native language. They must be in Hindi, Haryanvi, French, Spanish, whatever your language is. But now I want you people to convert those thoughts in English, correct? In the first few weeks, it's going to be a little bit complex for you to turn everything into English, but then you are not going to have to struggle it, like translating from one language to another language. No, you're not going to translate. You're just going to start speaking. Do not think a lot. Do not think, okay, whether this is correct or not, I don't know if this sentence is correct or not, if this grammar pattern is correct or not. No, do not think about it. Just start speaking, start speaking whatever that comes in your mind. Obviously, do not talk about stupid things, talk about logical things, but just start speaking. Do not focus too much on grammar or too much on the kind of language you're going to be talking in. Of course, English, but whether it's correct or not, is just going to be correct by itself. And when you're talking with yourself, for example, before going to bed, contemplate your whole day. Okay, so I woke up at this time, then I did this, then I went to the office, I had a conversation with him, then I did a meeting, then I did a project, I did my assignments, I came back home, I had my dinner. So basically analyze what you did throughout the day before going to bed. And that's how you build an inner monologue. Another habit, and this is the last habit, is that whenever you're brushing your teeth or maybe cooking or multitasking basically, then create a list of words. Okay, if you read something, if you read a novel, you read a newspaper, you create a list of new words and you just keep them in front of you. So whenever you look at those words, your mind just keeps grasping them, because the more you're going to come across those words, the more you're going to become familiar with those words, and the more you're going to become confident while using those words. So make sure you always have like sticky notes on your desk, on your whenever you're on your job, so you have something typed onto your laptop, to your phone, and turn your phone settings in English. And I'm pretty sure they already are, but if they are not, then make sure you go do that. And this is all about habits. It's very important to have few habits to start talking in English, because if you are going to think, I can give 30 minutes a day to a language, you cannot learn a language that way. You have to immerse yourself in that language. And how you can do that? By doing little things, by listening a little bit more, by reading whenever you're scrolling on your Instagram, on your Facebook. So when you come across pages of English, when you come across English videos, start watching them more and more. When you always, when you keep yourself familiar with new words, with new sentence structures. So that's how you learn a language. And this is it for this video. I'm going to see you people in the next video. Make sure you follow all of these tips and you are going to become a fluent speaker in just a matter of few months. And yeah, until then, stay safe everyone. Bye.